you know, 80% of the time now I use a fluorocarbon. You know, of course, even with subsurface reaction baits, whether it's crankbaits, you know, spinnerbait, chatterbait, and then of course, you know, using jigs, slow moving baits, jigs, Texas rig worms, anything right on the bottom. And then of course on a spinning rod, I love to use fluorocarbon, but you know, lately I've been using on my spinning rod a lot. Like at our Lake Hartwell event, I was fishing extremely deep and catching fish off the graph, off my Humminbird graph. And you know, a lot of time you drop it down or cast it out there and you see one on your graph, so you're reeling that in. With straight fluorocarbon, you get a lot of twists in your line whenever you reel up that drop shot a lot and drop it down. With the braid, the fluorocarbon leader is just phenomenal. You never have to worry about any of those line twists. You get sensitivity. I mean, there's a lot of benefits in using the braid to fluorocarbon. The other one is, you know, usually you're kind of restricted on the weight fluorocarbon you can use on a spinning reel, because you know it's going to get a little tough to manage sometimes, just because of, you know, it wants to come off the spool or twist. With the braid to fluorocarbon, you can use, you know, a 10 or 15 pound braided line to, you know, even up to a 12-pound leader on your spinning rod, which before you could never use anything like that. So really good stuff. That, you know, in braided line, I use it in heavy grass, flipping, heavy cover. But you know, even I like to flip if I can get away with a, you know, a 20 or 25 pound fluorocarbon for flipping. But if I'm fishing, you know, heavy matted grass or fishing a frog, I like to use a braided line. And I like, you know, a lot of people, you know, like, you know, a 40 or 50 pound braid. I like to go, you know, that 60 to 70 pound braided line seems to be the most reliable for me. And it just, you know, if you're fishing that heavy cover, I want that extra security for really being able to winch those fish out of that. And the last thing, you know, just standard topwater fishing, that's the only time I use monofilament anymore, is, you know, just fishing either a walking type bait or a popper. That's pretty much the only time that I use monofilament anymore. Everything else is fluorocarbon and a braided line. So, you know, I hope that helps you. I mean, it's fluorocarbon is definitely what I use most of the time, and then, you know, braid would be second.
Bass fishermen, get ready for the richest shared weight Pro-Am 100 boat limit tournament in the West. The 3-day Lucas Oil Summer Classic, June 25th through the 27th on Lake Mead, Nevada. For entry fees and additional competition options, visit AmericanBass.com. Adding the biggest fish option will guarantee the winner a Ranger Z118 Bass Boat Mercury Marine Package. Deadline for entry is June 15th. For complete information, visit AmericanBass.com.